I am Thomas Seshie. I was the second child of my father, and he died when I was so young, so I don't really know him as such. I only grew to know that my father died. So I grew from my mother, and that was in Aflao, Bota region. Aflao in Bota region. All along, I was the first parliamentary candidate of NPP in Ketu South, and I stood for 4 consecutive times for NPP. I'm not the type in politics who want to condemn people here and there. I want to make sure that the key issue is development, and that is what politics must actually be aiming at. So to me, yeah, politics should be an avenue where you should be able to help the people, make them grow, give them ideas. It's not necessarily money that you give people. At least you have an opportunity to give ideas, try to, as much as possible, go to people to ask them to help you, to help your people. And that kind of role, you should be able to play it. It's not necessarily be in parliament and then make a speech in parliament. But at the end of the day, if there's no transformation of the people, they are not growing, they are not getting anything. And then what are you doing? Politics is meaningless. At the Consul General Number 1, the consulate actually deals with so many things, just like a normal embassy. Why is it so? If you look at some of the countries that are represented in Canada, they are represented at the consular level, consulate. So we have about 96 of them in Canada here, in Toronto here. 96%. Yes. You see, so some of them don't have ambassadors in, how do you call it, Ottawa. So everything that those countries do with Canada is through the consulate. The consulate, we have all the necessary desks to operate. We have a political desk that deals with political activities, and then that can enrich Ghana's political activities, has to report on whatever, how they do their things over here. We have an economic desk that reports on the economic activities going on in Canada. And in fact, that is where the diaspora comes in, because currently the decision of government is that we should have an economic diplomacy, not diplomacy for diplomacy's sake, but it must bring economic benefits to the country. As we're talking about Ghana Beyond Aid, as we're talking about one district, one factory, and those concepts and so on and so forth, we should be able to get people hooked up to it. So, in fact, that's I've kept on saying that's a message we are asked to come and deliver. That the growth of the economy of Ghana is equally the responsibility of the diaspora. Yeah, and the reason why many of these things didn't happen is that at least we'll be able to deliver the message. Now, how do we do it? You must come here, or you call us and tell us your intention. I already know your mind. That is why the office is yours. Relate to it. Whatever you want to find out about what project you are dreaming of, how do I go about it and so on, who can I see in Ghana and so on and so forth. You may be a Ghanaian, but you don't know some of the places where you can go to do a few things. So you come here, they will use the desk to get things done for you. Those who have come, some of them are not Ghanaians, some are non-Ghanaians, Oville and the rest, they are all in Ghana now. So whatever you want to come and do, consult us. We will be able to get you. There are other suggestions you can come in with as a diaspora. Some, yes, they are workable, some are not workable immediately. You understand it. For instance, if you talk about ROPA, if you come, ROPA, yes, there are certain important things that we should have done. Number one, We don't have our national cards. If you have national cards, everybody can vote. But we couldn't get the card because of this COVID. If COVID had not come, Prof was here. He has told everybody that he will come back and have this things done. But we know it cannot be done again. Not because we didn't push and have this things done, but it cannot be done under the circumstance. Well, I think my first thing they have asked me to make sure that we get a new office. And when I came, I thought there was an office. All it needed was approval. But when I came, there was no office for approval. It was very disappointing what I found. So I rallied the staff so that everybody must make an input. So the choice of this place was because I involved the whole staff. And I think that was one assignment they gave me, and I've been able to deliver on it. So now we have an office. Everybody can sit down and work. You have your peace of mind. You can do whatever you want to do. So now Ghana is properly represented. And then number two, our independence celebration. I said, no, it's a diplomatic activity. It was GCAO which used to do it. I said, no, we should help GCAO so that we can do this together. And I think it was a big success. And then the third one was that I have been able to visit many of the communities. I've seen some of their problems, and I think we can actually improve on that. And so it's a work in progress. I think meeting you people and getting your views and this is just a beginning. There's a greater thing to do, and I believe the team behind will continue from where I stopped. In every human endeavor, the first thing is planning. So when you plan it, that I want to go in and do this and this and this, gather the necessary resources from here that you can take there, and then you don't have a problem. It's like if you don't do that, you go there and go and fail. It's horrible. So if you are planning it very well, you go there and you succeed so much. For instance, somebody went there, he was actually having shrimp farming, and he's making so much. And somebody went there, he was into cassava farming, and he was exporting, how they call it, starch to America, where he was, and the amount of money he earns now is several times over what he was earning when he was in America. So again, it all depends upon your planning. One advantage that you have is that you are here and you come from Ghana, so you don't have a problem. You have another place you can call on. So if resources here can be used to develop what you have back at home, and then you can survive in the world, what's your problem? It cannot be one. It cannot be one.